We can make a simple calculator by using Python. It is very easy to create. It can make addition, subtraction, multiplication, division operations. Let's start our video. Open your Visual Studio Code. Open a new file, calcus.py. We start by defining a function named add, which will take two arguments, x and y, and return their sum using the plus operator. Now, we define a function called subtract. It takes two arguments x and y, and returns the difference by subtracting y from x. Next, we define a function called multiply. This function multiplies x and y using the asterisk operator and returns the result. For division, we define the divide function. It checks if y is 0 to avoid division errors. If y equals 0, it returns an error message. Otherwise, it divides x by y. Now we define the main calculator function. This will present a list of operations for the user to choose from and handle the flow of our program. Inside the calculator function, we start by printing select operation. This prompts the user to pick one of the operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. We then print the four options: 1. Add, 2. Subtract, 3. Multiply, and 4. Divide. Each number corresponds to one of the basic mathematical operations. Next, we prompt the user to enter their choice. The input function captures the user selection as a string value, which can be 1, 2, 3, or 4. Here we use an if statement to check if the user's choice is one of the valid options. One, 2, 3, or 4. If it's not, the program will print an error message. If the choice is valid, we prompt the user to input two numbers using the input function. These numbers will be converted from strings to floating point numbers using float. If the user selects option 1, the program calls the add function, passing number 1 and number 2 as arguments, and prints the sum. If the user chooses option 2, the subtract function is called with number 1 and number 2. The result, which is the difference, is then printed. Similarly, for option 3, the program calls the multiply function. The two numbers are multiplied, and the product is printed on the screen. For option 4, the divide function is called. If number 2 is 0, an error message is displayed. Otherwise, the result of dividing number 1 by number 2 is printed. If the user's choice is invalid, we print invalid input to inform the user they entered an invalid option. This ends the program. Finally, we call the calculator function to start the program, which runs until the user selects a valid option and inputs numbers. You can see the choices. We can select the number and enter a number 1 and number 2. It will do the selected operations. 3 is multiply operation. We can enter a choice for division operation. First number is 50, second number is 1000. The result is 0.05.